Juicing the chicken. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Is that the chicken? No, that's cool. It's gonna be more than one take. I can see it. Anyway, I can see it already. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariah, and here on my channel I post lifestyle, university, and physiotherapy related content. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe and turn the notification bell to all so you never miss a video. I'm going to do an interview of my friend here.
Hi, I'm Rosie.
Okay, and we're going to talk about her journey to physiotherapy and discuss that. So if you enjoy, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So, Rosie.
Yes, my friend.
What are you studying? It's obvious, obviously. But yeah.
So I am studying the same thing as Mariah. I'm on the MSc Physiotherapy course, but I am studying it in Southampton.
Yeah. So obviously we've already had a Southampton person on.
Yes, we had Laura on, didn't
Yes,
you?
we had Laura on, who's now obviously a physio. But it's nice to hear from the other people, and obviously you're just starting out.
I'm a lot earlier in the journey compared to Laura, a lot less experience. 2 years behind.
But you catch up.
A fresh spring chicken in it.
Yes, very true. But how are you finding the course so far?
I'm finding it really fun. It's very intense though, I'd say. We're 3 months into it now. Yeah, just very intense, I'd say. Do your preparation beforehand.
Yeah, don't remind me about the prep. The prep is real. Like, you have to make sure you're doing your anatomy, and then like not just anatomy, you're understanding like an MDT team and all. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's one thing I definitely recommend for Southampton. I'm not sure if Laura said it, but you should definitely learn your anatomy before you join the course, because it's something it's like assumed knowledge. In a way.
Yeah, they don't give you like a prep sheet, because the thing with Birmingham, we were meant to get a prep sheet, but the only way we got one is because one guy leaked one.
We didn't get a prep sheet. They told us a textbook to learn from, which is obviously, I don't think anyone's going to read a whole textbook.
Yeah, no, it's a bit much.
So I just say main joints of the body, learn your bones, learn your muscles, basics, origin and insertions, and that will help give you a big advantage for sure.
That's fair. I give you that. That is pretty true. I probably should have done a bit more of that. I did quite a bit, but I was still just like, when it came to getting there. And now I'm just like, what muscle does what? Excuse me? Like,
no. But saying that, you're not actually tested on it. It's just for your own knowledge as a physio. Yeah. So I'm already, it's April now. I started in January. We've had no exams so far. Our first exam is going to be in May. And it's going to be the OSCEs, and then it's more of a practical exam anyway, and I think they might include one question here or there about muscles, but you'll know which joint you're going to learn anyway, so don't get too hung up if you can't remember all the origins and insertions, because that's one good thing. You're not tested straight away. Because it's quite stressful at the beginning of the course. You're like, stressful. Oh my god, I need to know everything straight away.
Because that's kind of how I felt about when I did my first OSCE. I thought it was going to be more just like they're going to ask me so many questions. So I even asked when I got my MSK one in May, I was just like, if I'm doing the test correctly but not exactly on the exact point, or like I don't want them to be like, oh, I said C7 but you're clearly on C8. You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, and they're like, no, honestly, as long as you're doing things safe, it's fine. And usually Birmingham gives us a list of the joints that you're going to cover and the type of test you'll cover. Obviously not the specific test, but I mean when we did therapeutic rehabilitation, they gave us exact scenarios. So it'd be like, oh, you're going to do an ultrasound on a person's gastrocnemius. Okay. So then you're aware of that, and you have to know where to put it and explain why these settings were like that. So we didn't have to calculate the settings. It was one less thing for us to worry about. You just need to know the theory behind why you would do a certain setting. Yeah. Because you're trying to achieve a certain thing. So. Yeah.
I'd say for our exams, I've not actually done them yet, as I said, but the main thing for our exams is mainly on the diagnostic side of things. You're given a case study, and we're only given 6 case studies, 2 for neuro, 2 for CVR, and 2 for MSK. And you're given the whole case study, and you're just basically going to be given 4 questions on each, and you're only going to get 2 of the 6 anyway. So yeah, it's quite basic right now, so I wouldn't feel too overwhelmed in the beginning, because there is a lot to learn, but they do go easy on you in the exams, I think. That's the impression they're giving so far.
Yeah, they do give off that impression, because they don't want to stress you out. Yeah. Because ultimately they don't want to fail you, and they'll tell you all the time, I don't want to fail you, I want to help you. So you will find in the exam, they may ask you that extra question if they think you might know it, to push you to that next grade boundary, which is nice. But it's also nice when you have a teacher that doesn't stress you out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's always the one teacher that's in between.
One thing I didn't ask you though is, will it count towards your degree how well you do in the OSCEs? Because for us it's just a pass or fail.
It counts for me.
It doesn't count. The only thing that counts is our dissertation. I didn't know that either. It's the only thing that counts is our dissertation. Everything else is just pass or fail.
I don't know if I like that.
I don't know. That's how it is. So we don't have to get too stressed about it. We're just going to be stressed about our dissertation, basically. So next year, I will be very stressed.
I don't like that because I know I'm more of a practical person. So having everything depend on a dissertation, I'd be so screwed.
See, I'm okay with that. I did a big literature review in my undergrad, so I feel like, okay, and it's more of a slow build up. It's not just all reliant on one moment. Okay, don't mess up this OSCE, don't get too nervous. It's more like, okay, I've got several months to put in my best work. It'll be okay.
If you want to see it like that. For me, I'm like, no, for me, we have like, obviously we had the OSCEs and they do count. So certain portion, like for last semester when it came to therapeutic rehabilitation, I had to do a presentation and that counted obviously. And then I had the OSCE and that counted for 50%. And then this semester, my MSK one is 50%. And then my cardiorespiratory one is 40% because the essay is 60%, which I'm like, that's insane.
See, we have no essays. No essays at all.
You see, I'd rather have essays over exams.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that it's essays, but at the same time, it's the annoying thing for me with being at master's level right now is that what I was grading well in undergrad, now it's like, girl, you can't write for shit. Like, it literally is like at that point where I'm just like, I did not grade that well.
No.
In comparison. So it's like, when I'm getting the grades back for written stuff, I'm kind of just like, maybe I would have been better off doing the undergrad, but I was not going to do the extra year. I was just like, no.
It'll pay off, I think, in the end to have their masters over the undergraduate degree in some cases, because I think if it did come to it in a job interview or even job progression, that I think saying you have a master's under your belt will definitely pay off in the future. That you can study to that extra level. And
also, especially if you decide later on down the road that you don't want to stay in physio, you have a master, so it's kind of just like you can get those certain transferable skills that you didn't get in your undergrad. So that's like the good thing. But what did you do for your undergrad?
So yeah, I didn't actually say that. So in my undergraduate degree, I did biomedical science. So I had a good overview of anatomy in that. I never did anything related to MSK in terms of exercise prescription, just different joint tests, anything like that. We had a bit of experience for cardiorespiratory in terms of how the heart and lungs work, but again, tests, real world application, not really there. So there was quite a big adoption phase for me.
Yeah, I can imagine, because like on my course there's someone who did biology and like they didn't have any of the hands-on stuff that I got from sports science. So I was accustomed to being in like practicals and having, like strip down or whatever and just do these exercises and have people like poking and prodding. Like I was accustomed to that, so I'm like, now it's really nothing.
Yeah, no, that's definitely something that I'm not as comfortable with as some of my peers, because I would say, I'm not sure if most people who are on the physiotherapy masters come from a sports therapy, sports science background. Definitely the biomed biology people are in there.
Yeah, we definitely need mostly our sports people.
Yeah,
I noticed that, and it's like, I feel like out of the sports people, the sports therapy people are stronger, because sports science, it's more academic than people think.
Yeah, really.
It's more theory based. We're not really, even though we do hands-on stuff and we go into labs and we do like tests with each other, none of the tests relate to the tests we do now.
No.
Other than like, for example, in cardiorespiratory, we did spirometry in my undergrad. So I'm like, when I was looking at cardiorespiratory lecture, I was just like, I'm so confused. And then when I saw spirometry pop up and like lung functioning and tidal body, I was like, I know something. So it was just one of those ones really.
That's one of the things I would say for someone who's done biomed. You will find CVR a lot easier than you would find MSK. MSK, you'll definitely be like, oh my gosh, everyone else knows so much, I know nothing. But when it comes to like, you probably do CVR after you do MSK. That was what it was like for us. You start off with MSK and the joints, and then you'll be like, oh my gosh, I picked the wrong course. Everyone knows so much.
Yeah,
my knowledge is not there. But you'll have time to learn it, and then when it comes to the other disciplines, that's when you'll probably realise you know more than you think.
Ultimately, the way I see it, like, I didn't say this, but I'm like, realistically, certain things you don't really need to know. It's kind of just like, I mean, at Birmingham, I get the impression that you're kind of just learning to pass. And then most of my knowledge will come from my placements. Yeah. Because I feel like even in my 3 days of nursing, I learned more than I feel like I learned on certain weeks. Yeah, so it's kind of just like, because I know that I pick up things much faster in the real world. Yeah. And I can adapt faster in the world compared to reading something in the book. Like, I like that even if my grades say otherwise, I can read something and I can understand it. Even if I'm not able to translate it on paper as well as other people, it doesn't define you as a physio because everybody else picks up things differently. And I think it just really depends on that in that sense.
I agree.
But yeah, that's a good thing. So you haven't got any placements because you just started, but when are your placements going to start?
So our placements are going to be over the summer period. We're going to do 2 back-to-back placements of 6 weeks, so 12 weeks of placement from June, July, August. So yeah, and then we get our summer break in September, but we get 4 weeks off in September, which is going to be nice.
That's rude. Like, so the back-to-back bit, I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, no, that's different for us. So for us, like I was saying, we have the 2 weeks now. So I'm on 3 weeks at Easter, and then I go back, have 2 weeks of teaching, 2 weeks of assessment period, and then I have 4 weeks of placement, have 2 week break, and then I have 6 weeks of placement.
Oh my God.
So I finish my placements, so my 6 week placement finishes in the first week of August,
and then you have the
summer until the end of September.
So you got like 6 weeks?
Kinda.
Ooh.
I wouldn't trust me, don't I have a feeling there's gonna be uni will find a way of ruining this for me. They'll be like, here's a break, but do this, that, this, or come back early because I need to give you this, that.
No,
I guarantee you.
Hopefully that's one thing. It won't be at the same time as school kids, so at least you can get cheaper holidays during that time.
So like August is usually the busiest month for me anyway, so don't think I'm going anywhere in August. I mean, well, nothing's booked yet. You know, I can change that. but September, yeah, I do plan on going away. The good thing about like September is that you can go further afield because obviously school kids are going back to school. They usually go back at the start of September, and like the perks of theirs is like if you want to go, let's say Asia or to the Americas, like that side of the world.
That's where I want to
They
go.
all have gone back to school because they start in August.
Cheaper flights, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely cheaper flights, but no, the placement thing is crazy. But is there any placements that you're really excited to start when it comes to it, or?
Many placements. So I'd like to do pediatric placement. I'd really like to do something like that, or something with maternity even, like just. No. I'd like to just try stuff that's not typically advertised to you in physiotherapy. Like they were even talking about when they were talking about placements you could get, that you could get one on like a prison ward. I'm like, oh my gosh, being a prison physiotherapist, I love that experience. No, I don't know if I'd want to be.
You see, the thing is, I feel like I would go in there with such a different, like a complete misconception of how the prison's gonna be. I would think it's gonna be something like Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, yes, what's happening? And then like I see someone get like, you know.
I just know.
I'll be like, no.
That's what intrigues me. You just have no idea what to expect with them. I'm like, okay, I want to see that once in my life because university is the time just to experience things, right? Before you're locked into a job.
That is true, but I heard that that's kind of similar. Not really similar, but like I heard you also have to be on guard when you're doing like a placement on like a mental health ward. Because I heard you have to learn like self-defense.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it's also like why I'm not sure if you got your placement uniform yet, but my placement uniform, our lanyard is magnet. It's like a magnet lanyard, very strong magnet. We no longer have the actual lanyards around our neck because placements have a strong grip. Like even when I was on the ward, there was this old lady and she was asking me something, and the way she gripped my tunic, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not wearing a lanyard because she gripped it with so much strength. I was thinking, you are like 90 something and I can feel you, like, I didn't jerk forward, but she was like pulling it to put. I was thinking, okay, all right, let me get your tea. Tissue, your tea.
No, yeah, we've been given our placement uniform, but we've not been given any lanyards or anything like that.
Yeah, we got like little name badges and so it like says my name, says University of Birmingham, and it comes like a fat magnet at the back. So it goes through clothes and it holds it really strong.
Okay, so have you been given like the polo shirts and then like the more tunics?
Yeah.
But a polo shirt as well? No, we've been given 2 little polo shirts and 2 tunics, and we can like pick which ones we want to wear.
Oh no, for us we wear placement uniform is a tunic, and then we have navy trousers with a tunic and have to wear black trainers with laces, and then but if some placements we can wear our practical outfits, which are a polo top and either our tracksuit bottoms or navy shorts. So we can wear that, yeah. Ooh. They don't give us navy shorts, you wear your own. Yeah. What's it called? Cool. They're not that bougie. But yeah, so it's like that. But so that I think is more like, for example, you got like a sports placement or you got an outpatients placement, and ultimately you obviously have to ask before you arrive what type of uniform they want you to wear. Yeah. Because I couldn't rock up to the nursing placement not in a tunic. You know what I mean? It'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So it's just, it really depends. I mean, I did hear that some people's placements, they didn't really care, even though they were also in hospital, and I was a bit like,
Oh really? That's
like,
interesting.
I don't know about that one. But
Well.
yeah, so that was a bit strange.
But that's one of the great things about physiotherapy, I think, just the variety of where you could get your placements, where you could work. You can come into the course with one idea and end up with a completely different. Like, I know you're saying that right now, you don't want to do MSK.
Yeah.
But you never know until you've got a placement.
I know I don't want to do MSK. I know with a passion I do not want to do MSK. Like, I know.
Okay.
If I change my mind, I'm never going to tell you. But like, so you can be like, remember when?
You'll come back to this video.
Yeah, I'll be like, let's not bring that up. But talking about uni again.
Yeah.
What do you feel like? Do you feel like your undergrad helped you much, other than that sense? Or
so I feel like if I knew I wanted to do physiotherapy off bat, I could have picked a degree that would have helped me more for physiotherapy. But I don't, in any sense, regret doing the degree I did. I think, I didn't decide I wanted to do physiotherapy till halfway through my degree, and I think that certain aspects of the degree have definitely helped me, like the anatomy knowledge, just understanding how the body works. And I think the courses are, especially Southampton, is set up for a way where it gives you time to catch up on what you don't know, and you can especially ask any lecturers anything that you don't know anyway, so it's okay. But I'd definitely recommend something like sports therapy or sports science if you know you want to do physiotherapy. But something like biomedical science is great if you don't know what you want to do, because it can lead you so many routes.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
like, you could be a doctor if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you could be a doctor, you could work in a lab, you could be a physician's associate, there's just so many different routes, so yeah.
That's pretty decent, yeah. But do you feel like you have time for yourself outside of uni, or like uni consumes you?
So, unlike Mariah here, I do not feel I have time for a part-time job. I think that was a bit too much for me. But I do think I have time for myself. I think one of the most important things for me is prioritizing my sleep on a weekend. Because it is full days, Monday to Friday, basically. You do I think you can definitely get it so you have weekends free and don't have to do extra work on the weekend. But that's why I feel like I can't have a part-time job, because I want to use that time
to do you want.
To just relax, for some me time, you know?
No, I get that.
I need that time to recharge, basically.
For me, my recharge time is at work. Because it's like, I find, like I say to people, when people are like, why would you have a job while you're studying? For me, I feel like it keeps me accountable. So having a job, knowing that I have to go to work on the weekend and I have to do at least 2 shifts in the week, means that I make sure I get everything that's really important done while I'm in Birmingham. Yeah. So it holds me accountable in that sense.
That's good.
And then also, it's like, I feel like for example, when I applied for my job, I wasn't meant to continue working there. I was meant to stop. And the whole plan was, if I go into Birmingham, I'd have to leave. And if I stayed in London, I could stay. But then my argument as to how I managed to convince them to let me stay was, ultimately, at some point in life, I'm going to have to juggle things anyway. Yeah. Whether it's at uni or whether it's later on in life when I have a full-time job and I'm a mum, or like, and I have to commute and whatever, you know what I mean? I'm like, I have to juggle stuff at some point, so why not start now?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's how I'm like, and I'm at the end of the day, it's like, I could go and not work and then depend on the student finance or depend on the NHS money, but I'm like, working allows me to build my savings.
That's
as well,
true.
Because I'm like, these 2 years will end at some point. You know what I mean?
It'll pay off later down the line, for sure.
And it means I can go on holiday and bring you all that travel content. And like, holidays don't pay for themselves.
No. So, yeah, I don't know if I will be able to afford doing holidays, because that's one thing as well. You are reliant on the student loan. It is enough. I don't know if you found it. It's enough, but I just don't think I can have much savings after.
I don't feel, because I work, I don't feel the student finance that much.
No.
Like, in my undergrad, I felt it more because I didn't work in my undergrad. Yeah. And I was like, counting the pennies. But like, now I'm like, I get paid tomorrow. I'll buy that. That's cool. And then I'm like, do I still have the receipt? Like, just like, that's me with that in that sense. But yeah, no, that's like, everybody's different in terms of how they balance things. Because I know some people are just like, there's no time for holidays, but I know people who travel every month.
Exactly, yeah. But saying that, I'm gonna go away this Easter. I'm gonna go to Tenerife for a week, so there is time for holidays, and so there's definitely time to relax if you do prioritize your time. Yeah,
you have to plan yourself very well. Like, I stick to a strict structure. You know, make people book me in advance. You know, you have to schedule this time. But like, yeah, people tend to have to schedule time with me. Yeah. Because I know that I'm usually doing something else, so It works like that.
Yeah.
But what advice would you give anybody who wants to go into physio?
What advice? Learn your anatomy. Just get a good understanding. Learn, if you're applying to physiotherapy, get a good idea of the different specialities. And try not to come in with any pre-expected ideas, I guess, of what you want to do, because it will probably change. So come in with an open mind is probably a better way of saying that. Just
No, I get that.
Yeah, dive into the experience.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I think that's good. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's pretty much it.
Well, thank you for answering my questions
No
and being on this
worries.
video.
It's a pleasure.
You're welcome. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed, give it a thumbs up and comment down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys!